Alex Megos has made a repeat of Chris Sharma's Sleeping Lion, the 9B Plus in Suirana, Spain, and in doing so has proposed a downgrade. Chris Sharma made the first ascent in March 2023, and the 40-meter route breaks down into 5 distinct sections, each punctuated by a poor rest. Sharma described these sections, which consist of a font 7B/plus, 3 font 8As, and finally a font 8A+, strung together, as being stylistically various, involving techie heel hooks, punchy dynos on steep terrain, and tenuous face climbing on small edges. It was graded 9B+, making it his hardest first ascent, not to be mistaken with his hardest repeat, which is the Dura Adam Ondra's 9B+. Megos came close to climbing it on his 6th day on the route, eventually completing the climb on his 8th. On Instagram, he had this to say: "The first few days, I only checked out sections of the route, feeling confident that I'll climb it in 2 weeks. After falling 4 times on the last move, and actually being very surprised on how pumpy the last moves were coming from the ground, I understood my first impression was a little deceiving. In the end, it took me 8 days, and I would suggest 9B, as both of the 9B pluses I did took me twice as long. Very happy to hear what other repeaters will say in the future." Over on Instagram, Alex further qualified the downgrade with huge praise of Chris. Chris is over 40, he has 2 kids and like 4 gyms, and he still climbs 9B. That's insane. This is very much a return to form for Megos outdoors, after spending the majority of 2023 indoors on the comp circuit. In a recent post on Instagram, he stated that he hadn't managed to do any of his major outdoor projects throughout 2023, and that throughout the beginning of 2024, his focus was going to exclusively be on competition climbing. Now with Sleeping Lion, that doesn't seem to have quite gone to plan, but it's definitely an added bonus. However, now that that's done and dusted, we anticipate Alex's focus going exclusively towards qualifying for the Paris 2024 Olympics. His next chance to do that will come in May in Shanghai at the Olympic Qualifier Series. All fingers crossed he gets in to make Paris a memorable Olympic competition without speed climbing, although speed climbing is in it. Whilst this may be old news, we've been enjoying our Christmas holidays a little too much here at UK Climbing, and as a result have neglected to report on the major ascent of Christmas, which is Simon Lorenzi making the 3rd ascent of Nalle Hucketijvel's Burden of Dreams. In doing so, he has now climbed 3 font 9As. Firstly, his own Sudan Soul in font, secondly, Alphane, and finally, Burden of Dreams. Perhaps what's most remarkable about the ascent is the conditions within which it was climbed. The temperatures were exceptionally cold and there was a lot of snowfall, meaning that a tarp had to be used to protect the top out, although from the pictures seen, it could have potentially been a bit spicy with spindrift on the summit. In spite of this, he climbed the problem wearing shorts and t-shirt, committing to the Go Light Alpine cause. We like his style. Burden of Dreams dominated the climbing news throughout 2023, not least because of Will Bosey making the 2nd ascent, but also because of the live streams and the replicas and everything building up to that ascent. It's a testament to this block's difficulty that the likes of Sean Rabitou and Aidan Roberts haven't managed to repeat it yet, and it will be interesting to see who makes it next. When it comes to font 9As that are likely to receive attention throughout 2024, the long and short of it is all of them. With no doubt Alphane will have its suitors, as will Burden. We know for a fact that Return of the Sleepwalker is on Will Bosey's radar, as is Megatron. As for Sudan Soul, maybe a 4th ascent will yield the answer as to whether it is or is not font 9A indeed.